Dear students, let us continue with Swami's grandmother asked Swami to bring a lemon, but Swami ignores her words and go to play. And finally he realizes and apologizes with his grandmother. As usual, Swami's school has a drill practice at the evening, so that's why Swami gets late for the bowling practice. Swaminathan had not thought of cricket as something that he himself could play. He was, of course, familiar with Hobbs, Bradman, and Duleep and vainly tried to carry their scores in his head, as Rajam did. He flinched pictures of cricket players, as Rajam did, and pasted them in an album. Though he secretly did not very much care for those pictures, there was something monotonous about them. That is what everybody thinks, said Rajam. I don't know how myself, though I collect pictures and scores. This was very pleasing to hear. Probably Hobbes too was shy and skeptical before he took the bat and swung it. We can challenge a lot of teams, including our school 11. They think they can't be beaten, said Swaminathan. What? The board school mugs think that? We shall thrash them. Oh, yes. What shall we call it? Don't you know? It is the MCC, said Rajam. That is Hobbs' team, isn't it? They may drag us before a court if we take their name. Who says that? If we get into any trouble, I shall declare before the judge the MCC stands for Malgudi Cricket Club. Swaminathan was a little disappointed, though the MCC, it sounded imposing. The name was really a bit tame. I think we had better try some other name, Rajam. What would you suggest? Well, I am for Friends 11. Friends 11? Or say Jumping Stars? Said Swaminathan. Oh, that is not bad. I do think I would be glorious to call ourselves Jumping Stars. Swaminathan remained thoughtful and started. Friends 11, Jumping Stars, Friends Union are the three names. I have Friends Union already here, Rajam said, pointing to the list. Swaminathan went on, Excelsior. I have got it. Are you dried up? Rajam asked. No. If money were here, you would have suggested a few more names. Champion 11. You have just said it. Victory Union 11. This is very good. I think it is very, very good. People would be afraid of us. He held the list before him and read the names with great satisfaction. He had struggled hard on the previous night to get a few names, but only Friends Union and Excelsiors kept coming till the felt fatigued. They sat round Rajam's table in his room. Mani held before him a catalogue of Messrs. Binns, the shop for sports goods. He read, Junior Willard Bat, 7-8, made of finest seasoned wood, used by Cambridge Junior Boys 11. Let me have a look at it, said Rajam. He bent over the table and said, Seems to be fine bat. Have a look at it, Swami. Swaminathan craned his neck and agreed that it was a fine bat. But he was indiscreet enough to say, It looks like any other bat in the catalogue. Mani's left hand shot and held his neck and pressed his face close to the picture of the bat. Why do you pretend to be even a cricket player? If you cannot see difference between junior Willard and other bats, you are not fit to be even a sweeper in our team. After this admonition, the hold was relaxed. Rajam asked Swami, "Do you know what the catalogue man calls for junior Willard?" "It seems it is a Rolls Royce among the junior bats." "Why not deliver a lecture on the Rolls Royce?" asked Mani. "Swami, I am glad you know so much about the Rolls Royce. I am at the same time ashamed to find you knowing so little about Willard Jr. We had about a dozen Willard Juniors when I was in Bishop Whalers. Oh, what bats! They are actual spring inside the bat. So that when you touch the bat, it flies like anything. There is fine silk cord wound round the handle. You don't know anything and let you talk. Show me another bat which is silk cord and springs like the Willard." There was a pause, and after that Rajam said, "Note it down, Swami." Swaminathan noted down on a paper, "Willard Junior bat," and looking up asked, "How many?" "Say 3. "Will that do, Mani?" "Why waste money on these 3 bats? 2 will enough." "But suppose one break in the middle of the match?" Rajam asked. "Do you suppose we are going to supply bats to our opponents?" "They will have to come provided with bats. We must make it clear. Even then, if our bats break, we may have to stop playing." It was 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. Rajam's enthusiasm was great. He left his chair and sat on the arm of Mani's chair, gloating over the pictures of cricket goods in the catalogue. Swaminathan, though he was considered to be a bit of heretic, caught the enthusiasm perched on the other arm of the chair. All the 3 devoured with their eyes the glossy pictures of cricket balls, bats and nets. The match between the MCC and YMU was still in progress. The YMU had won the toss and were all out for 86 at 2 o'clock. The captain was the top scorer, 32. The MCC had none to bowl him out, and he stood there like an automaton, hitting right and left, tiring out all the bowlers. He kept on for hours, and the next batsman was a formidable, though not a scorer. He exhausted the MCC of the little strength that was left, and Rajam felt keenly the lack of a clever bowler. After the interval, the game started again at 2:30, and for the hour that the MCC batted, the score stood at the unimpressive figure of 8 with 3 out in quick session. Rajam and Mani had not batted. Rajam watched the game with the blackest heart and cursed heartily everybody concerned. The match would be remaining is positively close at 5:30. Just 2 hours more to close the match. And would the remaining 8 make up at least 78 runs? Is it possible to make 78 runs and draw the match? Or otherwise, we will draw the match, they decided. And then, it was a remote possibility that remains. In his despair, he felt that at least 6 more would follow suit without raising the score, even to 20, and then he had money would be left, and he had a wild momentary hope that each might be able to get 40 with a few judicious sixers and boundaries. And I will conclude the moral of Swami and Friends, the book written by R.K. Narayan, is it reminds us about our childhood memories such as mischiefs in childhood, plucking mangoes, etc. And in short, it briefly explains the sweetness of childhood and importance of friendship. Thank you. Thank you very much.